Alright, the first thing I have to tell you that I did write an article to review this camera Canon EOS R on my website, and right now I am turning that article into videos. So without any further ado, let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Duke Pham, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my website at dukephamphoto.com. So I got the EOS R about like a month now, and since then I've been so busy with traveling and working, so I haven't had many changes to shoot with this EOS R. Um, Beside that, I haven't shot with any mirrorless camera from different brands like Sony or Fuji or Panasonic. So I'm not gonna do any comparison between this camera and the other mirrorless cameras. Um, but I might do some small comparison with my old 5D Mark IV, because I have been using the 5D Mark IV for a while, so I know exactly how it works, and that kind of easier for me to compare with the EOS R. The camera is not professional. You are the professional, and you make the camera professional. So who is this camera for? Like I said, there is no best camera for everyone. So as a photographer, the EOS R is not good enough to be a replacement to the 5D Mark IV or other DSLR on the same lines. But when it comes to videography, has some advantage that made me decide to switch from the 5D Mark IV to the EOS R. You might say the Sony had the better mirrorless camera for video. Yes, I think it might be the truth, but in my case, I love to stay in the same brand because I don't want to invest a lot of money to switch all of the lenses that I already had on in the last 10 years, 15 years. I have so many lenses from Canon, and they all amazing. So I don't have any reason to sell all of them and then get the new lenses from Sony or whatsoever. When I first got the EOS R, I noticed that the focus on the EOS R is faster than the 5D Mark IV. I did some like quick test shot in my living room, which is like in low light condition. When I checked the raw file, I can see it had more detail in the shadow, which means like the dynamic range is kind of like better. I am new to the mirrorless camera, so the bright and colorful EVF is kind of like mind-blowing to me, since I moved from the optical viewfinder to the digital viewfinder like this. And even better when I shooting in the low light condition, I still can really see what in front of the camera through the EVF. I did miss the joystick on the back of the camera, but after like a week using the EOS R, I don't miss the joystick anymore. And actually, this is the very you know, very smart idea that when you look at the viewfinder like that, and your thumb can move across the whole screen in the back right here to move the focal point, which is really awesome. Another nice thing is I can um, use the LPE6 and battery, yeah, on this camera, because I had some of them left over from the 5D Mark IV. One battery I can shoot up to about like 600 to 800 photos. It depends on the way you use the camera. Let's go back to the studio for a minute. So you know that I am running the lighting workshop in at my studio very often. So I had a chance to test out the camera in the studio with one of the models named Josephine Adelaide. We had some different lighting setup, from the glamour to fashion, from light to dark. As usual, I shot RAW all of my work, and the EOS R offers a new camera RAW format called CR3. Um, while using the same sensor with the 5D Mark IV, but the EOS R had the new Digit 8 processor, so the raw file come out with a better dynamic range. What I can do in post is absolutely amazing without losing details and quality. Now I want to talk about the video stuff. Uh, the flipping display on the back right here. See, this is one of the key reasons that I bought this camera. I can shoot in the low angle, high angle, like literally like this or like this. It's very easy, especially when I'm doing some kind of vlogging, like I'm using the M50 right now. I can just flip the uh, screen and look at me this way, and I know exactly where I am in the frame, and I like it a lot. With the 5D Mark IV, an external display is a must when you want to shoot yourself and know exactly what's going on. I'm not a fan of posting the more stuff, because I am like one man operation, so I don't have the people helping me to carry on stuff around. So I like to pack light when I do anything on my job. The less equipment, the better for me. Actually, I heard people said the EOS R doesn't work remotely with the Ronin S or some other gimbal, but well, it just came out for a couple months. So all the company who making the gimbals needs some time to update the firmware or something like that to work with the new camera. So that's the normal thing. People made the IBIS a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. For the last 20 years, I've been shooting with all kind of different cameras and lenses, and most of them don't have the IS support. So what's about the digital IS inside the EOS R? Well, it's worked well for photography, but for videos, I recommend to use the gimbal or glide cam when you know do all kind of movement, because it's so much smoother. And when the digital IS is on, the frame will be cropped a little bit, but it's not noticeable. So I leave it on all the time, and I'm good with that. One of the most complaint about the EOS R is it has only one card slot. In my experience, I never had any card fail before, and I don't even put two cards in my 5D Mark IV. But I do agree with people about this point because you never know when it's gonna be happen, especially if you shoot wedding or event, which is a lot of things you cannot redo it. Let's talk about the 4K crop factor on the EOS R. If you are a 4K video shooter, so this is a big downside. However, the color, the detail of the 4K footage from the EOS R is amazing, especially with C-Log. I can color grade the video so easy and beautiful with preset on Adobe Premiere Pro CC or the DaVinci Resource. Personally, I don't shoot 4K often because to me 4K is not necessary for vlogging or regular video on YouTube. I've been making all of my video on YouTube for the last like 4 or 5 years with iPhones. Yeah, iPhones. And everything look good enough for viewers in not everyone have the 4K monitor, or in the real life most people watching YouTube on their tablet or phones. If 4K and 120 frames per second are the thing you need more often, you should go with Sony cameras like the A7R3 or A7 III. I got a lot of friends who making amazing 4K video with Sony camera. I highly recommend it. So this is a short review of the Canon EOS R. After a few weeks I got it in hand. All of the review from my own experiences, and I believe that you're gonna get some different experiences with this camera as well. So I would love to hear that from you. Please leave your comment down below and we will discuss about that. I would love to hear from you. I hope you like the video, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of new video about review the gears and tutorial coming up, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Thank you for watching and goodbye.